Welcome to the Better Off Bonus Call of the Week. We're sponsored by Betterment, the largest independent online financial advisor. Remember, you've got a couple of chances every week to get on the air. On Tuesdays, we do this bonus call. And then after our longer show on Thursdays, we've got your listener question of the week. If you'd like to get on the air with us, just send us an email. Ask Jill at jillonmoney.com. Today, we're talking to Gretchen. All right, Gretchen, what's going on? How can I help you out?
So my husband and I have been toying with the idea of when to sell our house, basically. So we bought in 2015. We bought it for $245, and we owe about $209 right now. I know this is not what you're supposed to do, but we're trying to time the market, basically.
I love that.
So that we can sell and get the most for, the most money for it. Mm-hmm. We tend to move around a lot, and so we're here in Charlotte for the next 3 to 5 years, and so after that, we don't know where we're going to go. So we don't want to be stuck with something that's underwater, basically.
I got you. What do you think it's worth right now, Gretchen?
So we asked our realtor to come over, and she said just ballpark number between $275 and $285. So 2 other homes sold in our community for $285 and $286.
Okay. So let's say that it's $280. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you got $70,000 of equity or so. And right. What are you going to do when you sell this place? Are you going to rent?
Yeah. I mean, we would have to rent. We have to live somewhere. So we would have to rent. And we would probably put whatever we make off the house into savings until we find the next place that we want to buy, and have money available for that.
How about any debt outstanding?
So I have student loans that I'm paying off that I would pay off by the time that we would sell within like 2 years. Mm-hmm.
What's the interest rate on those loans, Gretchen?
My interest rate is 5%, so it's a little bit high.
Mm-hmm. How much is outstanding? What remains?
60 right now.
Interesting how those numbers jibe.
Yeah. So, I'm making huge payments. Mm-hmm. We make decent money. We don't have any credit card debt.
Okay.
And we do have 2 car loans though.
Car loans. How much is outstanding, Gretchen?
So I just had to replace my car. My car, I have 25 on mine, and I think my husband has about 30 on his.
Okay. And are the interest rates low or high on those cars?
Very low. I mean, mine is less than 1%.
God bless you.
Yeah, I know. And my husband's is about 1.9%, I think.
Okay, sweet. Okay. And how much money's in savings right now?
So in savings, we have about 10 or 12,000 in cash, just in straight cash. Mm-hmm. We have about 60 in investments. And in 401, I think my husband has about 58, and I have about, 30 maybe.
Mm-hmm. How old are you guys?
I'm 39, and he is 35.
Okay. Kids? No kids?
No kids.
Okay.
We don't plan to have kids either.
How much money? So it's funny. So the $60,000 you have in investments, where'd that come from?
That's my husband's, and I think it's stocks.
Okay.
Sure.
And did he inherit that? Does he play on the side? What's his gig?
I want to say that he inherited that.
Okay. And how do you guys split the responsibilities? Like, for example, there are many couples where you say, okay, I've got $60,000 in student loans, and I'm going to just kind of whittle that down. Or do you guys sort of do it together? How do you manage this?
We do it together. So we pool all our money into our accounts, and then we just pay everything off of that.
Got it. And how much? You said you make good money. How much do you earn?
We make about $200 combined.
Are you guys maxing out your retirement plan or not?
I am. I don't know if he is. So I get 10% from my job, and then I put an additional 3%. And I want to say he does like 5% maybe.
You're kind of a little light on the putting money into your retirement.
Yes, we are.
Is that because you're putting all the money into paying down your debt, which you personally are doing? But what about, same for him, like we're putting all this money in towards the student loans. Has that kind of been the priority?
Yeah, that's been the priority.
How much are you going to have to pay in rent over the next 3 to 5 years?
So if we were to rent right now, if rents in Charlotte, we could get something decent for $1,200 to $1,400, which is basically our mortgage payment. I mean,
that's God, so awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. I think sell it now. No need to wait. I mean, especially because there's not a huge differential. And I would take the proceeds. First thing I would do is I would beef up your savings. You really do need more like 3 to 6 months of your expenses that's in the bank. Okay. So once you get that done, I don't know how much that is. I mean, do you have an idea about how much you guys do spend? Let's forget about the student loans for 1 second. How much money it costs you to live?
I would say like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I was thinking 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So
somewhere in that range.
So let's say out of the 70, let's get your savings up to 30 grand. Okay. Really boring. And I know that your husband has this money in investments, right? I would be very careful about maybe looking at that and saying, do I really want to keep this in individual stocks? We've got a lot of other things that are priorities. Right. It's funny, you're asking me about timing the market on the housing stuff, and yet you're not asking, and maybe he doesn't care, but like one of the things I would say to him is that, well, what about those investments? I mean, that's a great way that you could basically have a down payment or pay off student loans or do whatever you want. But there's this big pile of money that's sitting there, and it may be because, Nana always loved her ExxonMobil. I'm making that up. I don't know that. But everybody has a story like that. And I think it's much more important for someone in your situation to say, look, we've got these assets. What's the best way to use these assets? And I would think that, if at the time you sell the house, maybe you look at some of the investments, you sell some of the investments. Maybe there's some that have big capital gains. That's why he's not selling them. But still, I don't know, big deal. So pay taxes on it. It's not that you didn't inherit it with a cost basis of 0. My guess is that he inherited it at some time and they've made some money. That's great. Then my next on your hit parade is after you've replenished your cash and you have this money that's both from maybe the investments as well as the house. I would just get rid of your student loans in one fell swoop and forget about it. And now, wow, how great is that? Now all of a sudden you've got free cash flow. You both can put more money into retirement. You're not spring chickens anymore. I'm totally kidding. Right. You are spring chickens. But I would like it if both of you were putting away 10%. And you can't do 10% if you're trying to whack away at the student loan debt.
Right.
And so I think that, honestly, if I'm 39 years old, I actually really would prefer you to have 15%, but I want to give you a little flexibility. But, somewhere between 10 and 15%, you guys are making a ton of money. I also should point something else out. If I look at your tax bracket now, you are solidly in this 24% tax bracket. And I think that you're going to actually, you've got some room there. But I really think what's going to be helpful for you is to get some of that retirement planning stuff kicked up. I mean, you say yourself, look, we're only going to be here for 3 to 5 years. In 3 to 5 years, the next place you go, you decide you want to buy something, you'll still have some cash on hand. You'll still have cash, you'll still have investments. I think that if I'm in your situation, I really want to start to beef up my retirement assets. So maybe there's sort of like a 3-pronged approach here. 1 is we get rid of our debt. 2 is we beef up our savings, emergency and regular savings. And 3 is increase my retirement contribution because you're going to have a lot of free money here.
Yeah.
So I just really feel like you guys are going to be able to do both plain old, if we wanted to buy a house in 5 years, that would be fine. And again, as you say, you don't know where you're going to go. Maybe you're going to go to a market where the housing market is crazy and you don't want to actually buy. You want to keep renting. Or maybe you're just going to be happy renters no matter what you do. I don't know. But I really think this is important. And I think that you guys are in a great place to make a change. And I'm not doing this based on market timing, just for everyone listening, not for you, Gretchen. You know that. What I'm basing this on is where you are in your financial lives, because this to me is a great moment to kind of really turn things around. If you do that, you're not going to be worrying about what the housing market's doing. You're going to feel so comfortable. All right? Good? Rock and roll. Call me back and tell me what goes on, okay? Keep me posted.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
That's it for the bonus call of the week. If you'd like to get on the air with us, just send us an email. Ask Jill at JillOnMoney.com. We'll arrange to get you on. Talk to you next time.